Let me do an intro, guys. Welcome to the Coscast. This is probably one of the first episodes we've recorded, and I'm very, very excited, very privileged even, to have the most amazing Carmilla cosplayer ever, and also an incredible Foxy cosplayer and Stranger Things cosplayer. You may know them as Tappy Yokai on Instagram and other social media, but this is Sypha, everyone. Give her a big welcome. How are you
Lovely
doing?
to be here. Feel very privileged. I'm good. Again, just got that con crunch,
Yeah.
but it's all good.
So what are you working on at the moment?
So after the new FNAF movie, me and a few friends decided we're gonna bring back I'm gonna bring back my Foxy cosplay, who has been retired for a long time. And I'm just working on his feet that I've got to remake. Just a little touch up here and there. And then also, we've got a Red Dead Redemption 2 group on the Sunday, which you are a part of. I'm very excited. And I will be cosplaying, yeah, I will be cosplaying Sadie Adler. So I've just got, I'm doing a bit of dyeing and I'm just making her belt buckle and it should be all ready to go.
Awesome. Oh, that sounds so good. I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see both.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. I'm excited for MegaCon as well because it's like the first ever MegaCon in London. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how the security and everything will be because we know what MCM can be like. So
Yeah, not the best, but that's a topic for another time.
it is, yeah.
But oh man, we could talk about that all day long. Honestly, like I
Oh, I
just
could write a PowerPoint.
oh yeah. Oh my god. No. But no, I'm very excited for MegaCon, and I'm excited to see you there as well. That's going to be great. And
Me
hopefully,
too.
the thing is, I did plan on doing some shoots at MegaCon. So if you're down, we could totally do a FNAF shoot. That would be really cool to do.
Oh yeah, I am
Yeah,
always up for shoots all the
fantastic,
time. They're so much
awesome.
fun.
We love to hear it. Love.
Yes.
Yes. So, what did you think of the FNAF movie? Because I've seen it like. So I saw that, and then I watched Willy's Wonderland afterwards. I don't know if you've heard of that as well, but that's like
Oh
another.
my god, yeah, that was a trippy film.
Yeah, but like, what did you think of like of FNAF? Like, because I thought it was great, but I don't know. Curious.
I really enjoyed it. I knew that it wasn't going to be. I knew not to have really high expectations because at the end of the day, you can't make a franchise of amazing games into like put it all into one film and make it incredible as much as you want the fans wanted that, but like hate to admit it, but I've been a FNAF fan since nobody knew the names of the characters and everybody thought that Foxy was a coyote or some sort of dog, and
Yeah.
to be a fan that long, I was so excited for the film. And I knew I didn't have really high expectations, but I thought, well, Josh is in it and Matt Pat's in it. Very excited for that. I honestly thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. The only things I have a problem with is that I kind of wish it had been more scary.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily gory, but just, I'm a big horror fan of games and films. And when I first played FNAF back in the day, it scared me so much that I was scared to go downstairs in the dark.
Oh my god.
And I wish they could have put that into the film, like just with more suspense and a little bit more jumpy.
Yeah.
I don't like that they've changed certain elements of the film.
Hmm.
So with the whole, hopefully this isn't spoilers. The
Spoilers. FNAF
whole,
spoilers. Oh my god.
yeah. That they decided to make Vanessa from Security Breach Afton's daughter, which I don't know. I think they've got a good plan going on there, but I personally didn't like that aspect. But for the majority of the film, I really enjoyed it, and I loved all the little Easter eggs we had, and I cannot express how excited and happy I was when they played the Living Tombstone FNAF song at the end credits.
Oh yeah. I love
I
that.
jumped up. Yeah, I was with my best friend, and I just was like, "Oh my god!" this song, and I shook her, and I think I stood up and I was like dancing, and oh my god, yeah,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, it was yeah, because a lot of people have been giving it, bad reviews, and I'm like, I think it was still really good. I think they still did an amazing job. I loved how Foxy looked because obviously he is a puppet slash
Foxy looks
animatronic,
good.
whereas the others are obviously people in suits, and they still do an amazing job. But Foxy really, I was so excited when he first came onto the screen because he's my favorite, and I was so excited to see him on the big screen, and I was like, oh my god, it's finally here. We're in the cinema watching it. When we'd had so many false hopes of the film in the past.
Yeah.
So for it to finally have been there was like amazing.
Dream come true, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. It's so bizarre seeing like a FNAF movie happening, like even in the first place. I was just like, only kind of recently got into it with Security Breach and everything, so I didn't know what to expect,
Yeah.
but I really liked it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, and I just love
Yeah, I think
sorry, go on.
no, it's okay. You carry on.
No, I was gonna say I just love that Josh Hutcherson. I can't even say his name right. Josh Hutcherson.
No.
The
I always
memes.
think I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah, I just love it.
Oh, they're so good.
Oh no.
I've been at like I'll be watching something and have no idea, then it's like, oh, of course.
Yeah, then.
Yeah. It's
Oh
so
god.
good. And I think he is perfect. Like, I know they wanted to have Markiplier in it and he couldn't. But I think Josh did an amazing job. And I think everybody, especially Matthew, oh my god. Like he did such an amazing job. And I never thought, oh yeah, Shaggy is gonna be William Afton, and they did such a good job with that.
Honestly, I've just been saying like Zoink so much since the movie came out. It's
Yeah.
terrible. One thing about your Foxy cosplay is like I think I saw it on one of your stories and I was like, what the fuck? Like, oh my god, that's so good. Like I'd never
Oh,
seen it
thank
before,
you.
and I was just like, what? You did that? Like, no. So like,
It was quite early on in my don't say cosplay career, it's not a job.
well, it can be.
It was quite early on that I did it.
Yeah.
So I
Was that like
retired him for a long time.
Was that your first ever cosplay?
Oh no. Gosh, oh, I don't know. He was quite far along, but it was still quite. It was like the first Kitacon I went to that I brought him to that, and I think that was like, ooh, maybe like 2015, maybe. That makes me feel old.
To be fair, my first con was 2014, so like I'm like
Yeah, people are like, how long has he been cosplaying? I'm like, don't worry about it.
you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah. With Foxy, like, where did you like first start to like put it together? Like, how did that come about? Like, how do you even like? I think the one thing for me that intimidates me about doing a FNAF cosplay is just the fact that it's like it's a huge suit. Like, how do you even start? You know, like that's the first question I have. But yeah. How did you
Yeah.
start?
So when I got into FNAF, I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. I love this so much. And the first cosplay I did actually wasn't a suit. It was more of a human kind of version. I was doing media makeup at the time in college, so I had prosthetic stuff at my disposal. So the first one I did was actually just like a red wig, some ears, a hook, and then I'd like made a prosthetic kind of mouth. So like it was in two parts, and then I decided, you know what, I'm going to go for the full thing. I just want to, and I'd seen loads of videos, well, not loads, but I'd seen pictures and videos of people cosplaying all of them, and I thought, well, I've got to give this a go.
Absolutely.
So that's when I decided, oh yeah, I'm going to make the whole thing. And fortunately, because I'd been looking into like how to make it, and I had no idea, so I just had to go looking onto like various fursuit tutorials, which really helped. And I was fortunate enough to buy a resin cast for the head that has a hinge on it, so the mouth can move.
Oh.
Which is great. I love that bit. Yeah. but then everything else is made from scratch. So, um, yeah, so like I got the head and I was like, oh, that's really exciting. And I had no clue what I was doing at all. I'd never made a cosplay that big before.
Yeah.
I think that's he's been my biggest project. So yeah, I think I bought it from Etsy somewhere, and then I sculpted the fangs from like the Fimo kind of clay you can get.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then I made so that he's got one eye, so it's quite hard to see.
Yeah, yeah, I can
Because
imagine,
I've got an eye patch covering one side, and then the other one there's an eye, and that's not how I see through. There's like mesh you can get, and I can see through the mesh, but it's very tunnel visioned, so I have to be careful and make sure people don't walk into me, which they do, because somehow they can't see a massive foxy cosplay.
yeah. No,
um,
it's always the big ones that people seem
it
to
is,
focus
yeah,
on.
and people just somehow don't see you, and I don't get that, but there we go. Um, Originally, because I did enter him in a competition slash masquerade like a long time ago, I'd put in an LED into the eye, which no longer works, unfortunately, but
No.
I should fix that. I know. If I can get it working before, then I'll try. And I did actually have like a MP3 speaker inside the mouth, so when like the judges would talk to me, I could just kind of like press a button and a Foxy quote would come out.
Oh,
Um,
that's cool.
didn't go as Yeah, it didn't go as smoothly as it sounds. It's really a bit of a pain actually, but I can just do the noises myself now.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
That sounds sick.
actually, sorry. I was just gonna say I did actually come second, which was nice. So
Nice. Oh, brilliant.
yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Awesome.
And everything else is just made from like the foam mats that you get, like the interlocking mats you can get.
Hmm. Oh, they're
It's
really
mostly
sturdy.
that, and then I've kind of hot glue gunned it and stuck it to a morph suit, black morph suit. So then I just have to put that on, and everything kind of goes together most of the time.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. That's
Thank
incredible.
you.
Okay, it's got me inspired to like make a suit now
Oh,
for Freddy.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's fun. It's just I think I stopped wearing him because one, he's a pain in the ass to get to cons,
Yeah.
and it gets very hot inside, so I have to take regular breaks.
Yeah. See,
Um,
that's annoying. For me,
yeah, it
like the
gets very
one.
warm inside.
Yeah, for me, the one thing I did when I did my merchant cosplay from Resident Evil 4, I had like a
Yeah.
portable fan with me, just like inside the actual jacket, and like
Yeah, I know you can get that.
yeah, that really worked. And the thing is, I chose to do that cosplay in May, which is like the hottest
Yeah.
month for it. So that was
That's always when I've done Foxy. It's been in the height of summer, and I'm like,
yeah.
why have I chosen to do it at this
Why
point?
now? Oh my god.
I don't know. I think it's a
Yeah.
cosplayer
No,
thing.
absolutely. I think we just do the craziest things for the sake of cosplay, and
We do. I think,
yeah,
unfortunately for me, it's like if that hyperfixation is in the winter and it's not something warm, that's going to get worn, and then vice versa for the summer. So it just depends when the hyperfixations come.
that's it. It's not about the weather. It's never about the weather.
It really isn't.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, speaking of summer, so I think we actually met last summer, I believe, and we were in I think Castlevania cosplay.
We were, yeah. That does not.
Yes.
That seems like a long time ago
It
now.
feels like forever, honestly.
It was in May, I think.
Yeah, I think it was yeah, MCM? Yeah, MCM May.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was a great con. That I enjoyed that. That was fun.
It
Doing tri-
was.
yeah.
I enjoyed. I always enjoy the time with like friends and
Mm,
seeing people, but I just get annoyed with the con. Again, that's a whole nother can of worms. But
yeah. But I mean we can get into
yeah,
it. Like I mean like in terms of like MCM, I think one of the big issues that has come up is security for sure. Like it's a lot of other cons are having that same issue, where like security is like either like way too over the top, or it's like they're not doing enough, and it's like I don't know. I think
Yeah, I
yeah,
had a few problems. It's to be fair for me, it's one, they're being quite ableist, and I know that's not just MCM, but it's something they really need to sort out. And it's just the way they talk to you. Like you give them a high vis, and for some reason they think that they're incredible, and it's just like you volunteered. So,
hmm,
but we did actually have it. Yeah, the because I didn't attend MCM October
hmm.
because I was so annoyed with how they treated us in May.
Yeah. No, I think a
And
lot of people didn't as well, just because of that. So I mean, like it's really like a big issue for a lot of people. So
it is, yeah, and especially when for some reason they decide to close off the main entrance and make people that do struggle with mobility to walk that I think it's about 20-minute walk the whole way around to get back inside. And I think that's a really big problem.
no, yeah, that is
But
crazy.
and they chop and change their rules. So last time, I think it's on the Sunday, and I couldn't get my bag off for them to inspect my bag. And they just were like, okay, go through. And I was like, as much as that's handy for me, what if somebody had something really bad in their bag and you just let them just go into the con? So they really do need to either decide, yeah, they just need to make a decision of what they're going to crack down on.
Yeah, yeah,
And I know sometimes with that security, I've heard, um, I think it was in May, a lot of people had um, props taken away, confiscated, some got broken.
hmm,
So that's really, again, that's something they need to really crack down on and learn that you need to treat these people with respect.
yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. I think it's definitely something that affects like a whole group of cosplayers like in within like our like massive cosplay community. Then of course like it's, especially like kind of when you have disabled cosplayers who are struggling with something and like even just being able to use the entrance that's for them, like it is, there's all sorts of stories online, but I think the main thing is I think there is, just for me at least, I hope that it continues to improve, because I know
Me
that
too.
I think for on the Friday of MCM October, I thought it was pretty good. Like things seemed pretty well handled. But it's just it's I think the big one of the big reasons why everyone's excited for MegaCon is because it's literally a different company organizing it. So there's that I guess hope of it being better than MCM. So I think that's,
Yeah,
yeah, exciting.
yeah. And touchwood, I've not had a problem with MegaCon.
Yeah.
I've never had the staff be nasty to me, or I don't think I've ever had a problem. So I am really looking forward to seeing how they'll handle this, and I'm sure they're going to do a great job. But yeah, I think we're all excited because it's a new company, and we're all excited to see how it goes. So we'll find out.
Yeah, definitely. I think like I'm gonna go off on one here, but like there's kind of the whole, I don't know if you're a fan of wrestling much.
Oh, are we talking about the Fight Club
I guess
or not?
like WWE.
Oh no,
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 I'm not a
okay,
big fan.
fair enough, fair enough. But there's this kind of thing of like there's two different companies, and basically like people are like, oh, this company's better than that one, and like I guess it's like I'm trying to think what it's like. I got no idea. Um, I'm trying to compare it. Maybe it's like Netflix and Amazon Prime. Like everyone's like, "Oh, Netflix is better." Like Amazon Prime sucks. But it's like I think if
Yeah,
both have like good things to offer and like both are good, then like if one kind of steps their game up, then it makes everything. It kind of forces other like companies to kind of step up as well. So I think
yeah,
that's going to
I
be
know what you
like
mean. Yeah,
maybe a plus for MegaCon. So
yeah. I'm hoping that if MegaCon does really well, MCM will then be like, well, we have to step our game up too.
yeah,
So let's hope so.
fingers
Because I
crossed.
just I can't understand how. I mean, I know events aren't easy to organize at all, but they've been. I don't know how long cosplay conventions have been going on in the UK, but they've been going on a long time, and the fact that they still can't seem to organise them very well is so frustrating for everybody involved.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I think there'll always be like some kind of issues here and there, but I think it is, yeah, it's something that
Yeah, and
I hope improves basically. But yeah,
yeah, me too, me too.
yeah.
Especially for the newer generation of cosplayers,
Mm.
I don't want them to get put off by it
Oh,
all.
absolutely, yeah. No, yeah, that's such a very important thing. Like I think, especially for people who want to kind of get started with cosplays. I think we spoke about this a little bit before, but like one another issue I guess is like elitist cosplayers, which
Yeah, it's so bad.
yeah,
It really needs to be abolished completely. But unfortunately, you are always going to get the people that just think somehow them dressing up a little bit better than everyone else makes them better. And it's just
mm,
absolutely ridiculous.
oh yeah. And like I guess we're not talking about like people who have like massive followings, but they just
No,
post
that's
content
absolutely
and it's
fine.
like really lovely. Like it's crazy. A lot of the people I have met that have such a like a big like kind of a big following compared to other people, they're honestly some of the loveliest people I've like ever met. And like
They are, yeah, I agree.
I think like at the end of the day, it's done for fun, and it's something that's meant to be enjoyed. And I
Yeah, it's a
think,
hobby
yeah,
and it's just a bunch of nerds wanting to dress up.
that's it. That's it.
So there really shouldn't be an elitist thing for this. It's
Yeah.
like, if when I first started,
Hmm.
contact lenses were a big thing. If you weren't wearing contact lenses, it made or broke the character. And nowadays, I forget to get contact lenses all the time
Yeah.
because it's just not that big an issue. And also, people have problems. Some people don't want to wear contact lenses. Some people can't.
Hmm.
So, and I have noticed it has. Well, I think it has that has calmed down a lot, and people aren't so uptight about lenses now. Because as well, wearing contact lenses that aren't prescription for more than 8 hours sucks for everybody. So, at the end of the day, it's best to take care of yourself rather than worry about, oh, got to make sure that this is 100% perfect, because that's not what it's about. It's just about having fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love that you said like everything doesn't have to be 100% perfect, because I think that is like I think that's an issue I have. I'm quite a perfectionist, so like
Oh, me too.
yeah, so I'll like try and kind of be like, oh, but this thingy isn't exactly like that, and like this isn't
Yeah.
like this is on the wrong side kind of thing. Um, but I think it's
Yeah,
just
and
about capturing the vibe. So I think that's kind of how I approach it. Is just kind of capturing the vibe of the character as opposed to like making it look screen accurate and like
yeah,
yeah.
because none of us are gonna be able to do it 100% because it's like, specifically with anime and games, the proportions in those things are
Mm.
sometimes a bit ridiculous and
Oh
people don't look like that. And if people expect people to look like that, then they're in the wrong place.
yeah,
But
no,
I think
no,
it's
yeah,
really important that, yeah, it's just for fun. And I'm a perfectionist, so I like to have everything as spot on as possible. Even if I forget a piece of jewelry or something, I get so uptight about it.
yeah,
But it really is something that other people aren't going to notice, and it's just not a big deal. It's just fun.
absolutely. I have a fun little story about contact lenses actually. I think the first time I ever put them in, I tried to. So I think I actually tried to do it at the con. So like I went into
Oh,
like, yeah. Oh, this is so bad. So I went into like the toilets, and then I was just like picking up this contact lens that I'd never like picked up in my life, like ever touched a contact lens before. I've like literally put it to my eye, and it just kept falling out so many times. It was so bad, and like my eyes, I had to like I don't know what I was doing. I was just trying to hold them as like wide as possible, but it felt so
yeah.
hard to do. And like I think I got one in, and then I just gave up with the other, and I just ended up walking around the rest of the day with just one contact lens in.
Oh no.
And yeah, so it was like half as uncomfortable as wearing two, but then kind of double the uncomfortable is like I'm just like thinking, I've got this
Yeah.
thing in my eye, like yeah, it was
I think we've all got a little bit of a, not necessarily even a nightmare story about lenses, but just we've all had some sort of issue with lenses.
yeah no like I
I
think go on sorry
No, it's okay. I remember again. I think this was a Kitakon when Tokyo Ghoul was on the rise, and that was a big thing in the cosplay scene. And I remember getting the really big sclera lenses that cover your whole eyes.
oh those yeah
And
the
I would
scary
always just, I would not recommend them for cosplaying. Like, if you're doing a shoot or a video, then that's fine. But I wore them for more than the recommended time, and I was okay, but they just dry your eyes out so fast, and they're so uncomfortable. And I remember trying to put them in, and it took me about an hour to get them both in because you have to be so specific of the way you put them in, and I refused to wear them ever again.
that is totally fair enough.
Yeah,
Oh
and
god.
whenever I see people in them now, I'm like, I got respect because
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore.
I'm guessing with Tokyo Ghoul, are they like black eyes with like red like irises or
Yeah,
okay, cool, cool.
yeah. Also, they're very expensive, and if you're not going to
Mm,
wear them a lot, you know.
okay, so sclera lenses, guys, stay away from them. I think.
Yeah, well, you can go ahead, but it's just a safety thing for
Okay.
me. Like I just preferably not for me,
Yeah. Okay.
and just take breaks with them.
Be cautious, I guess. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
crazy. I never even like thought you could do those. Like that's yeah. Wow.
yeah, they're wild.
Yeah. And
Took me
it's
so long to get them in.
yeah. So we went off on a tangent, but that was a great tangent. But yeah, I wanted
Good one,
to.
good one.
It was good. But yeah, I wanted to talk about your Carmilla cosplay as well because it's honestly it's so good. Like
Oh, thank
no,
you.
genuinely it really is. Um but yeah, like when did you kind of like want to do that? Like what kind of got you into that and like Castlevania and like kind of
I have so much love for Castlevania, and like I knew about the games, but then the Netflix one came out, and my friend Shion just basically sat me down and was like, "You're watching this with me," and I was like, "Okay." And we watched it, and I was just hooked straight away. I love probably like 80% of the characters. They're all done so well. Like the humor in it is so funny,
oh it's so funny.
and yeah, it's so good. And the first time I seen Trevor, I was like, I absolutely love this man. And every time a new character was introduced, I was like, I love them too.
Yeah.
And I think so when I think when I heard Carmilla's voice, I was like, oh, I like her. And I knew she was the bad guy, and like she was against Dracula, but I don't know. She just is fantastic. I love her. She's so calculated. Um, because the first cosplay I did from Castlevania was Hector,
Oh.
because he's a sweetheart, and I feel so bad for him, even though he's a little dumb.
Yeah, you kind of I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah.
Yeah. So I cosplayed him, and then I was like, okay, I want to cosplay all of them, but after that, I thought about cosplaying Alucard. I do have a wig for him somewhere. I will be doing that eventually,
Oh,
but
exciting.
it's on the back burner for now.
Nice.
I always did want to cosplay Camilla, and it wasn't until that show ended that I was like, okay, I'm gonna cosplay her, but I wanted to do season, I think it's 1 to 2, yeah, that outfit, because later on I was like, I don't have the the motivation to make the other outfit.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and then Chloe asked me, I'm going to cosplay Dracula because she'd watched it and she loved it. It's a little bit contagious, that show.
It is. It is. I'm trying to get everyone I know to watch it. Honestly, like it's one
Yeah,
of those ones that like I think when I first discovered it, I was like, this is like I'm so I love vampires anyway. Like that's my like
oh, mood.
aesthetic, I guess. Oh man, like
Yes.
yeah, I love vampires. So like for me, like I think I'd heard of like the Castlevania games like here and there. Um,
Yeah.
but I just saw the show and I was like, there's 4 episodes. Like why is it so short? So I like started watching it and I was like, this is good. I want more. Um, and then
Yeah.
like I think a lot of fans are lucky now because they don't have to wait for series as long as like
Oh, yeah.
because the wait.
Without again,
Oh, go
without
on.
spoiling anything,
Mm.
me and Shion, we'd watched, I think up to I think season two. Then we had to wait for season three. And all I'll say for season three, we were so depressed by the ending that we actually ended up just going to a Weatherspoons in town and just drinking our pain away
Oh my god.
because we were so moved by it and we were so upset.
Oh no.
And you get so like I'm so attached to specifically, the main three. So we just were so upset.
Yeah. Oh.
It really shocked us, and part of me had wished we'd like recorded our reaction or something, but it's just. But yeah, then we had to wait so long for season four.
No, the wait was so long. I was like, I need to see what
It
happens next.
was.
Like,
I was like, what happens to my main man? What happens?
yeah.
Oh,
No, it was so good. And like
yeah.
the voice cast as well is like what kind of really like. Well, that's one thing I really love about it. Like, it's got so many good actors in it. Like,
Yeah, I only just recently noticed. I yeah, I only recently realised that I think it's who voices Trevor is also Thorin from The Hobbit,
yeah, yeah,
and I was like, oh my god, it's the same guy.
yeah.
And I know there's more famous voices in there, but that's always the one that sticks with
Oh
me.
yeah, no, that's definitely a good one. But for me,
Oh, Bill.
like this is kind of obscure, but I watched I think like one episode of Battlestar Galactica at uni, um, and James Callis, who voices Alucard, was in that. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, and he was like, I think he was a British like guy in that as well. So seeing
Yeah.
him kind of go from that to like voicing Alucard, I was like, because in Battlestar Galactica, he's kind of like he thinks he's a ladies' man, but I don't know if he is. But yeah, but then as Alucard, he's like so like there's so much depth to him, and like I
There
sound so
really
deep
is,
talking about
yeah.
Alucard. He's so meaty and juicy. Like I don't know, he's such a great character. Oh man,
He's
starting to sound like
fantastic.
I'm starting to sound like Ainsley Harriott. But
No, but as soon as
yeah.
he came on screen, I was like, I want that one.
Oh, well, that one.
I was like, I love him. Yeah.
He's so
I was
great.
like, I don't know who this is yet, but I absolutely adore him.
Yeah.
And the
Oh,
banter that goes between him and Trevor constantly, it's so good.
what's the? I think there's a ship name for it. Like of the three of them, I don't know what it's called. I think it's called Tref. Is it Trefacard? I don't know.
I think it's something like that, yeah,
Yeah.
because when people are like, oh, who do you ship? I'm like, well, pretty much everybody, but the main three, big time.
Yeah. No, but I love
That
their
you can't,
dynamic. It's so good.
yeah, it's so good. And even, I mean, you can tell how much I love the show since that's why my nickname is Sypha.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, even she's amazing and her accent is great and it just the whole sass between all of them. And I think my favourite part with banter wise, I don't think this is a spoiler because it's in the first season, is just when the three of them are sat there and Cypher's like, I'm gonna go get a horse and carriage. Please don't try to kill each other. And then Alucard's like, please, we're not children. And she just looks at the camera like, this is what I have to deal with.
Oh
And then
man.
you have the infamous, fuck you, eat shit and die.
That's one of my favorite quotes.
Yeah,
The
it's so
entire
good.
show, yeah. Oh man. No, and I think one of my favorite moments was when Alucard had like the little dolls of Cypher and Trevor.
Oh, that was so sad. And they're like, It's so relatable. They're like, "How long have you been on your own?" "Oh, years," and it's been like a month.
It is. Oh, that's such an Alucard moment. Like
Yeah, and that's when I was like, "Oh, I kind of relate to this guy a little bit."
a little bit, yeah. Oh man, no, I'm excited to see the. I haven't seen the new series yet, but it does look good. I think
I haven't, and people keep telling me to watch it, but it's not my main trio, so I'm a bit, I don't know. I think it might take a while for me to get into that.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
like I've played some of the games and they're great. They're so hard though. I
Oh
played
yeah.
Symphony of the Night. I was so confused. There's so much going on at once, and it's just like, oh god, this is overstimulating.
Is that the one with Dracula at the start, and he's like, "What is a man?" And then like you have like some crazy boss fight at the start.
I don't think so. It's when you. I mean, I might have got the title wrong, but it's when you're playing as Alucard.
Okay, yeah, it might be that one then. But yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it might be, but I just was like, there's so many rooms to go into, and there's just I never knew if I was going the right way. And I think I played it for about 10 minutes, and I was like, I gotta stop.
I think that's me with every Castlevania game. I'll try and get into it, and then 10 minutes in, I'm like, this is impossible. I can't do it.
Yeah, I would like to try. I can't think which one this is called, but it's the one with it's got Trevor in it, and then you've got Isaac, who is so different to the Netflix adaptation.
Oh,
But
Curse of Darkness.
yes, I think that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, that does look good.
yeah, and because people moan and say, oh, they should have put this version of Isaac in, and I'm like, I don't think it would have worked. Like as much as I love the game version because he's so fluorescent and camp and
Yeah.
pretty much obviously gay, but
Yeah.
but I still love the version that we have in the show, so that's fine with me.
Oh, Isaac is like definitely one of the most like intriguing characters that I've seen in anything. And like
He is. He's so like he's got some fascination there.
yeah, and I like just the whole kind of story arc of him kind of being so set in his way of like wanting to help Dracula destroy the world, and then kind of
Yeah,
starting to question that as it goes along, and then like he kind of meets people, and they kind of like start to kind of like give him kind of new ideas to think about, and just
yeah, and his whole journey is just so interesting
mm,
until he gets to that point, and it's like, oh.
uh-oh.
But yeah, his loyalty to Dracula is something else.
Like yeah, it's just no. There's so many good characters in Castlevania. I just love
There are.
Castlevania. I love it.
I adore it. It's so good. And if I when I meet new people, I'm like, right, you've got to watch Castlevania.
No, it's literally me with like everyone I know. Just like, oh guys, have you heard of Castlevania? Like it's on Netflix. Maybe you should watch it. Like yeah,
Yeah, you should watch that. I'm gonna sit you
yeah,
down and watch it.
yeah. Just like yes, watch this right now. Yeah, no, it's so good.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed our cosplay group. It was so fun.
Oh, it was great. I think I'd love to do. I'd honestly love to do Hector at some point. Maybe that would be a good one.
He's fun. I go a little bit over the top because I tried the version from season 1 and 2, but the cosplay I got was one of those really badly made ones online. It's not comfy, doesn't look good. So I chose to do season 3 or 4, season 4, when he's just in a rag.
He's
Because I was like, this is easy. So
yeah.
I did that, and then I've got I would like at some point to have a Lenore cosplayer with me, um, as I do Hector, because that would be really funny. But haven't got round. I've seen some really good Lenores around, so I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe when I do Hector again, they'll be around.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite cosplay duos at the moment that do Castlevania, Twisted Sisters cosplay.
I've not heard of that.
They're really great. I think they did like a sisters like Castlevania sisters kind of duo.
Oh, that's really cool.
But I think one of them did Lenore, and it looks incredible. Like they are so good at what they
Yeah.
do. Honestly, they're
Yes.
great.
Oh,
Yeah, but
yeah.
yeah,
I love
Coco
the
Cos.
sisters. They're great.
Yeah, yeah, and Coco Cos as well, who we both know is fantastic. With
Yes.
Dracula. absolutely.
Oh, honestly, incredible Dracula. I remember just being like, stood next to them when we were getting ready, and I was just like, oh my God, you look so good. And the wig wasn't on at that point, but I was just like, damn, maybe I should start doing more on my makeup.
Yeah. Oh
Because I
man.
was like, oh, well, I finished, but I feel like I should do a bit more.
Yeah, 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 yeah. With makeup as
Although
well,
I,
like, sorry, go on.
no, no, it's good. I was just gonna say with the false nails, I couldn't really do anything. So,
Yeah, yeah, like I mean, because I remember, yeah, you did have like fairly long nails for Carmilla, but like, how do you?
oh yeah,
As a guy, I'm like, I know nothing about nails. I've only like I painted them once for like a. This is embarrassing as well, but I did a Jared Leto Joker cosplay once.
it's fine. You know that you did wrong.
I yeah, I've admitted to it. I've moved past it.
It's all good. Yeah.
It's never gonna happen again. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Um,
There's your public apology. It's all good.
yeah, there we go. Oh man, oh that felt good. But no, yeah. So like I painted my nails once for that. And then I couldn't get them off, and I was like, "What am I doing? How do you get rid of nail polish?" Like,
No, but
oh
we all
man,
start somewhere.
yeah,
Like, I know there's people that struggle with putting lashes on, for example, whereas I've been doing it for so long now that it's quite easy. But when you first do anything, it's hard. Like, again, putting lenses in for the first time, so difficult.
yeah. No, yeah. It's like, but I think
But
nails is like not for me. I think I don't know.
yeah, I learnt my lesson from that, so won't be doing that again. I'd rather like next time I would get like the ring armor you can kind of get, then I can just take them off whenever.
Oh, that's cool. So like, it's for your nails, like kind of thing. Like you put a ring on it, and it
Yeah,
looks like your nails.
yeah, that or I've learned recently from another cosplay I did that if you can get like see-through gloves, sort of like skin tight gloves, and you just stick the nails on there, and then obviously you can just take the whole thing off.
Oh,
So easy, so much easier.
that's such a cool idea. I never even thought of that.
Yeah, it came up on, I don't know if it was TikTok or something, and I used it for when I did Cass Eddie from Stranger Things earlier, no, later on last year. And it's like, oh wow, this is revolutionary.
That is crazy. That's like opened my
Yeah, it's
mind up
really
to like,
handy. Yeah, sometimes I see things, I'm like, why didn't I do it like that?
that's
Why didn't I think of that?
oh my god, that's
I got so
incredible.
frustrated. Yeah, I got so frustrated with Carmilla's nails in the end though that because I'd super glued them on because I just I'm so
Wait, like
stupid.
actual super glue?
Yeah, yeah, to my nails.
No.
Because like super glue thing is it's not really super anymore. It comes off really easily.
Okay.
So I got to the point I couldn't pick anything up. I couldn't use my phone, and I got so angry that I just took like my I don't know what finger that is. Your pointing finger, index finger. There we go.
Yeah, there
I
you go.
could not think. Yeah, my index finger for both hands. I took the nails off of then, and then I could at least use a finger for stuff. Because we were walking around the stalls, and I was like, "Why am I doing this? I can't pick anything up, and I can't pay for anything."
Oh my god, no, that's great.
But I mean, they looked good though.
That's good. If it looks good, then it
Yeah,
looks good. But
yeah.
if
It's
it
just
feels good, that'd be
it's
nice as well. But like, you know,
it felt okay. It was just I
yeah.
couldn't do anything hand wise, so it's just a learning curve. So for the future, I'll do it differently.
Hmm. Oh, oh man, but it did look great. It was honestly amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had so much hassle with the sword.
Hmm.
Oh no, I lied. I didn't do. I
Oh.
totally lied earlier. I didn't cosplay her dress from season 1 and 2. I cosplayed it from season 4
Oh. Okay.
because that's why I had the sword that she uses in the fight. Won't say too much on it in case, but I had so much trouble with that. It was 3D printed from somebody just on Etsy, and everything had been done wrong. You know, it hadn't been drilled in properly. The actual sword didn't fit into the sheath,
Oh no.
so I could have done with just not bringing the sheath with me, but I didn't realize that. And actually, fortunately, it was at the end of the day, but I put it when I was putting it away. I tried to take the sword out, and it actually just snapped and got stuck inside.
Oh no.
So, um, without yeah, won't say like I don't even remember who it was from, but just be careful to people that if you're going to buy 3D printed props, just make sure you check all the reviews. That's my my main thing there.
Cool.
Make sure you check the reviews.
Check the reviews. Okay, that's a good top tip, I think.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. Otherwise, because it looked good, but it was I'd had to Gorilla Glue bits together because it was too small to put any doweling in, which is what you're meant to do. And and it was falling apart the whole day. Fortunately, it lasted long enough for videos and photos, but by the time we got back to the hotel, it was just. And I got to fix it at some point, but we'll do that another time.
I have a question. Just as just a silly little question, but what is a
Yes.
dowling?
Oh, okay. So, I'm not an expert on this sort of stuff,
Okay.
but it's just a long piece of wood, like a long round piece of wood that So with certain props, I had it when so I've cosplayed Caitlin from Arcane, and I got an amazing 3D printed gun for that. But had to be doweling in that, so they'll drill holes into a part of the prop, and then you put the doweling into the hole. So then there's a structure for it to all be held together, sort of thing. And I think dowling's used for gardening. I couldn't tell you because I don't know anything else about it, but it's just long, round pieces of wood that you can get in like B&Q. I think that's where I went. But that's not a place anymore. I was going to say home base. I don't think that exists anymore.
Home base.
Yeah, I miss it.
Yeah.
Just any like DIY place, they probably sell it in there. So, and you can get all different sizes. So it just depends on the size of the hole.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think that's a great little idea for like props in general, because I think for me, like I'm kind of still kind of new to like prop making as well. So like I've started using things like cardboard tubes and just like flat cardboard and like things like that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but like I don't have a 3D printer, so I'm not doing like kind of like crazy intricate things like with like kind of in a 3D printed style.
No,
So
I
that's yeah.
I don't have a 3D printer. I just I usually there's specific people that I'll go to print things. So I think they're called Argent Creations on Etsy, and usually I'll buy the file from somewhere else and then I'll send him the thing to print. So my Moondrop mask from Security Breach, he made that.
Nice. Oh my god. I was gonna say your Moondrop cosplay as well. That looks so good.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's a fun time.
I love Moondrop. It's so funny.
I do. Do you know what? It's so funny though because when I first encountered him, I was like, "Screw this guy! I hate him. He's terrifying. I want nothing to do with him." And then I think a few weeks later, Coco Cos messaged me and was like, "Hey, do you want to do Sun and Moon for this con?" And I was like, "Yep." And then we were cosplaying that. So,
That's amazing. No,
and now I absolutely love him. He's one of my favorites.
he is. Sundrop was probably up there as well, but like yeah, I just
Oh yeah, I love them both.
yeah,
I've
love them equally.
Yeah, I have a little funny story. When me and Coco Cos were at Cos Expo, I think in 2021, I want to say, we had to sneak through this panel, and I was trying desperately not to make any sound, but I had bells on my hat, on my hands, on my shoes, so I was proper doing this like trying to be quiet little like Scooby Doo kind of
Oh
walk.
my god.
And it must have looked really in character. And I was like, no, I'm just really trying not to interrupt this panel.
Oh my
And
god.
people were turning around and they were laughing. And I was like, well, at least it's funny.
Oh my god. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's a fun little memory.
Oh. And like I think one of my favorite things is just Moondrop's voice is just like I'm gonna try and do it, but it's gonna be so bad. But it's like when he's like, "Bad children must be punished."
Yeah, I sort of can do it. Oh, that's good.
Give us your image.
Okay. Naughty. Hang on. Naughty children must be punished.
That is creepy good. That is scary.
Thank you. I was doing videos earlier for a collab that me and Coco Cos did. And I was trying to get in character, and I was like, right, just start doing the voice. And I was like, oh, here we go, there we go. And yeah, he's fun. He's a lot of fun.
Oh my god, that's so cool. That is very good. I think you should honestly just voice all the FNAF characters now.
I would like to try that. That would be fun. Like I love doing voices. So
I think
I should set up a channel, and it's just Sypha does the whole voice cast.
Yeah. Oh,
Might have to give that a go at some point.
No, I think anyone who knows me knows I just can't stop doing impressions. Like I think at one point I did like a 24-hour challenge for myself of like not doing any voices, and I couldn't do it. So yeah, I think I don't know. Impressions are just one of those things that just come naturally. I think sometimes I don't know about you, but like
Yeah.
I find
No, I love doing impressions.
What's your best impression?
Oh, probably. God, hang on. Let me have a think. I'm like looking around my room to see what I'm into to remember what voices I can do.
Can you do Stranger Things?
I can. I can actually do like a really good Argyle impression if you know which one that is.
Yeah. Go on.
He's the pizza guy. So I just can't think of anything he says when I'm put on the spot. He's like, just trying to think now. Oh, what did he say? Like, I'll say it. Buyer's having a party without me? That's not cool, man. That is so not cool. This risotto is smacking.
That's amazing. That's so good.
Thank you.
That's honestly so.
I did actually cosplay him because my friends were like, you can do the voice, you might as well cosplay it. I was like, okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I've actually managed to do 11 Stranger Things cosplays last year.
Wow.
I keep wanting to say this year.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's whack. I'm still like, we're not in 2023? Oh, okay.
Oh, that's so cool. What other impressions?
Thank you.
Are
there? I think we all know Madagascar, the film.
Classic.
I've been told I can do a pretty good Mort, like the little lemur that gets on everyone's nerves.
Oh, little Mort. Okay.
So yeah, what was it? Oh, King Julian, where are you going? Oh, I like them before I even met them. I like them. You hate them compared to how much I like them.
That's amazing. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Oh no. See, I rewatched the second one recently. So like.
Oh, I love all of them.
I love it. I love Madagascar. It's so good.
I do. I think it's a franchise that they've made 3 of them and they've all been good. Whereas, you know, you have other franchises that make more films and they're just not good at all.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, Shrek.
Really? Oh, okay.
Shrek 1 and 2, great. But
not a fan of the third.
I would still watch it because it's got like, oh, that's another one I can do, Pinocchio. Because it's got those in them, and they're just so funny to me. Those side characters.
Yeah, no.
Did you want to hear the Pinocchio impression?
Yeah. Oh my god, yes.
Okay. Again, this is what my mum's downstairs, probably like, what the hell is she doing?
What is happening?
She just switches off now. She doesn't question it. Okay, so well, I don't know where he's not. On the contrary, if he wasn't where we would say he would be. I can't remember how that whole thing goes, but
that sounds pretty good, honestly. Like,
thank you.
That is, yeah.
I would love to try and do voice acting, but I don't even know where to start to get into that.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think that's something I'd love to do as well at some point. Like I've done acting, I suppose, but like voice acting specifically would be really cool. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I've done some like really small stuff in the past, but it's not been like paid or anything. It's just been silly stuff when I was a kid. So,
yeah. Oh,
but
nice.
I would love to do that. But even in games, that would be great. Just I don't know where the hell you'd start with it.
Yeah, like for me, I've had a bit of a Bryce Papenbrook obsession recently. So like, obviously Attack on Titan, is like one of the big
Yes.
ones. And then I think Blue Exorcist, he was the main character in that.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I remember. I loved Blue Exorcist at the time.
it was good. It was good. But for me, the
Yeah.
funniest ones at the moment are him as Inosuke from Demon Slayer,
Oh yeah.
uh,
He's so silly.
and Miraculous. Cat, is it Cat Noir or Chat Noir? I don't know how to say it.
I mean, I suppose it's. I would say Chat Noir, but because it's French.
Yeah.
But I think people do say Cat Noir as well. So
Okay.
I
There's
don't
like a
think it
lot of
matters.
people talking about it, but like, which one is it?
Oh
Like,
whoops! People now are just like.
yeah. But like Miraculous cosplayers are so good as well. Like some of the cosplays I've seen of that, are like,
I know. I don't know if you've seen Luminara's cosplay.
no.
She's done Miraculous. She's done Ladybug, and she helps work with, for A6 Floor. And
Oh,
they've got like a YouTube channel, and yeah, she does a really good Ladybug.
yeah. Oh no, that yeah, yeah. All those Miraculous cosplayers on there. Yeah, amazing,
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah,
it's not something I could ever get into, but I do have respect for people that cosplay it because, especially Chat Noir, because skin like tight, skin
yeah,
tight leather, not leather, latexy kind of stuff. No, thank you.
yeah, yeah. No, no. I maybe if I get into like into better shape, like the best shape of my life, like yeah, maybe
Agreed.
then probably. Yeah. Oh man, but like I've just had the theme song stuck in my head since yesterday, just like miraculous, like it's too catchy, honestly. It's so bad. But like
Yeah.
the French version's even more catchy somehow. I don't know, like oh man,
I don't think I've heard the French version actually. I
yeah,
only know Miraculous because of Luminara, but
okay,
like I've watched the odd episode and I've just been like, what's happening? I don't have context.
yeah. But I feel like miraculous is like the French equivalent of like anime. I think it's like because
Yeah,
like
I know what you mean. Yeah.
it's so popular, I think, and like there's like so many cosplayers for it, and it's just
Yeah.
yeah,
I think whenever I go to a con, there's always at least one Ladybug or Chat Noir that I see.
yeah. No, that's awesome. Like what's really cool is like I think one thing with cosplayers you find out about these like shows or like movies or franchises that you'd probably never have heard of if you'd never done cosplay. Um, like I was talking to someone just the other day about like cosplay stuff, and they'd never seen a Ghibli movie ever, and I was just talking about like
No. Oh, I
yeah,
love them so much.
they're so good. So I saw the new one. I saw the new one recently. The Boy and the Heron. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
it is good. It is good.
It looks good. I mean, I don't think. I mean, there's a couple that I either just am like, I don't think I'd like that, but there's not many of their films that I don't like.
Yeah. Which one's your favorite?
Oh, probably Ponyo
Ooh.
because I just love the ocean and I don't know, there's something really special about it and I just find it really comforting to watch. And then after that, definitely Howl's Moving Castle because
Nice.
iconic. I love it so much.
It's so good. It's so good. Oh man. And
Yeah.
another like artist. We'll get into art in a sec actually, but another artist that I follow, I think called Sarah Jones, Girl in the Rain. She does like she did the most amazing House Moving Castle artwork. I love it so much. Like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it produces some amazing art from people.
Yeah, no, but House Moving Castle is just fantastic. That's probably one of my
I love
favorites.
it so much.
Probably the
I've
favorite.
actually seen a cosplay, I think it's in America, and someone cosplayed the castle.
The castle.
Yeah,
Shut up.
it
That's
has
so
like
cool.
smoke. Yeah, no, and it has smoke and everything, and I'm just like, how the hell? Like, I do not have that level of dedication.
That is like the one I never even thought of that as a cosplay. That's like blown my
I
mind.
know, yeah. Like,
Just
can you imagine watching the film and like, I'm gonna be the castle?
I'm gonna be the castle. I'm gonna wear those gloves with the nails on it as well, just to like blow people's
Yeah.
minds. Like that's
I just
incredible.
think of, yeah, I just think of how I'm just like, I think I've always thought about cosplaying how, but again, it's been
Yeah.
pushed to the back. So maybe one day we'll see.
Which version? Like the blonde version, or like the one with like the wings, or like
Oh, I don't know. Probably the black-haired version.
yeah,
Something a bit more edgier, I think, there.
yeah, yeah. No, I think I'd probably go full edge lord of like the big black wings and everything, and just like
Yeah, I love it when people do that, although the feathers, I've never worked with feathers. They look like a nightmare.
oh yeah, I don't know how he'd even do that. I'm sure there's ways of doing it, but
I don't. I've I've worn a feather boa before, and that was a nightmare on its own. You could see I was leaving a trail through the whole con.
oh my,
So I imagine working with feathers individually would be just, oh my god, like I hope I don't have to do that ever.
oh no, no, I don't know. Maybe one day. I think if
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for people that work with feathers.
that is yeah, that is incredible. I feel like I've like learnt about some like crazy things that I never even would have ever thought of before, just from like this whole conversation. Just like honestly, I'm just
Yeah, I get that
mind
when
blown.
you talk to the cosplayers and you're like, oh wow.
Yeah, like cosplaying a castle, like that's like
It's
Transformers.
crazy.
I can get my head around, but an actual like making a castle, like yeah, no, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's insane. I just remember seeing it the first time and I was like, no way. No
Yeah,
way.
no, no way. Like yeah, oh,
No way.
but yeah. So talking about just like incredible art, like the Ghibli movies. Was it Ghibli? I don't know how you pronounce it.
I say Ghibli, although I
Okay.
think people have tried to tell me that it's officially Ghibli, but I'm sorry, it sounds weird.
Yeah, it's
It's
like
like if you wouldn't say GIF, so I don't know.
I say
And like if you
yeah.
do say if it is Ghibli, then fair enough. But I just like to say Ghibli. I've always said it like that.
I was about to say I say Jeff, but I don't think I do. But do I? I'm questioning it now. That's not good.
Yeah.
Oh no. But yeah. But from one piece of incredible art to another, your artwork as well is brilliant. I
Oh, thank
My
you.
favorite one is the one of the Castlevania trio as Animal Crossing characters.
Yeah, I took so long on that because I was doing it with a mouse.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so that was I've got like an iPad now for it. So but yeah, no, I at some point I'm gonna definitely redraw that version as well because I want to do like a redraw and see how much it's improved, sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh no, that's no.
But
Great.
thank you. And do you know what? It's really depressing because I took so long drawing the castle in the background, and then I put the characters in the picture, and I was like, oh, you can barely see it.
Oh no.
It's okay. It was a learning curve. I'm like, okay, I'll just think about that first.
Yeah. And like one thing I kind of like notice, I think with a lot of cosplayers, or like some cosplayers, like they also do a lot of drawing as well.
Yeah.
Do you have any like I guess like advice for like people who like do art and cosplay, like in terms of like I don't know, just any kind of like top tips or anything like that?
Well, with art, I started drawing because of my anxiety. And I found it just helped me calm down and relax a bit, and it still does. So, and I've drawn ever since I don't know, like old enough to pick up a pencil, I suppose. But and when I was in secondary school, it was a huge escapism for me, and I used to animate a little bit as well. But then I started drawing for anxiety reasons, and then I thought, you know what? I want to actually start trying to draw digitally because I've never done that before, not on this scale, and I would like to try and do that. So first I started drawing on the computer, and then eventually I was fortunate enough to get an iPad, and I've just loved drawing on the iPad so much. And actually, um, Coco Cos, like their drawing inspires me a lot. If I'm ever having a time where I don't feel like drawing or I felt depressed about it, if I then go on a live stream of theirs or if like I see them drawing, it really does inspire me to draw.
Yeah, no, that I love like Chloe's artwork so much
Oh,
as
yeah,
well. It's
they're so
amazing.
talented.
Yeah, yeah. But that's so cool that like it's kind of helped you through like something like anxiety, because I know like it can really be a great way of just kind of like taking your mind off things and just kind of letting out your your feelings and that kind of thing. And that's
Yeah,
yeah.
and yeah, if I get into a real like mood for drawing, then I'll be like, oh damn, it's this time. I didn't even notice. So, and my biggest thing for anybody that wants to draw, because again, I just draw for me. It's a me thing. I'm not trying to do it for followers, for clout, for money. But for anybody that wants to start drawing or anything, my biggest thing is don't compare yourself to other artists because we all do it. And as cosplayers, we do it too. And it's really something that it just doesn't help. So don't compare. And if you're drawing and you don't like it, go away for a few days or even a day. And I found that if I've been drawing something and I thought, oh my God, that's awful, I hate it, I'll come back to it the next day and I'm actually like, what was wrong with it? It's fine.
Yeah, that's honestly such a great piece of advice. And that yeah, it totally applies to like art and cosplay. Just kind of
Yeah.
focusing more
Yeah.
on
And
just your own things opposed to other people. But yeah, cool.
yeah. And it's, with cosplay, I would always say, again, just have fun. But the main thing is social media is such a big thing now. And it can be very depressing, specifically on Instagram, because we don't have really many other platforms to post on. The whole like count thing is so toxic and it can be really damaging. And I've just learnt to ignore it because I'm like, I'm not putting up this art for other people, it's for me. And the same with cosplay. Like, it can be really depressing. You've worked so hard on a cosplay or even in editing a picture and you put it up and you get like barely any views, barely any likes. And then you'll see the same cosplay that someone else has done and they might have, say, like 1K likes or something crazy. And it's really just something, like, I think as a community, we've all just got to try and like ignore the whole like and follower thing because it can just get really toxic at times. And I've had times where it's really gotten to me with cosplay and I've thought, why am I bothering? Nobody thinks I look good because I'm not getting any likes. And that's not the case at all. It's just, and Instagram has terrible, terrible reach. So
Yeah,
it's just something to definitely consider, especially as like a newcomer to cosplay or art in general.
yeah. No, that is honestly incredible. Very valuable advice. I think a lot of the time it's easy. It's kind of a human nature thing. We always compare ourselves to other
It is.
people. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think just kind of being able to kind of just step away from that and kind of just kind of look more kind of inwards and kind of just like kind of just almost celebrate yourself as well before anything. Just being like I'm this great cosplayer and I do all this amazing artwork and stuff like that, and just kind of appreciating yourself. Just in
Yeah.
without having
And
to compare to other
seeing,
people.
yeah, and seeing how much you can do and like if you just cosplay at all, it's something that some people haven't done or haven't been able to achieve. So always kind of look at it as like, wow, yeah, I've done this.
That's kind of a great way to, I think, to wrap this up. Unless there's anything
Yeah,
else.
that's fine.
Yeah. That
I don't think so.
yeah. There was one other
Wanna
thing I was going to ask actually, because I saw in your
Okay.
bio that you are an author.
Oh gosh, yeah.
What sort of stuff do you write about? Or
This is my first book so far. mostly fantasy. I'm working on two at the same time at the moment because I'm neurospicy and I can't stop it. But the other one, it's more like a winter book. It does have the title Christmas in it, but it's not that much to do with Christmas. I wrote it when I was 12, but I've got it published, I think, a year or two ago now. And I'm just, trying to promote that as much as I can.
That's awesome. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. My friend's last Hyper Japan, Nebulae, they do a lot of art. They're incredible. And they let me promote my book on their table, and some of my art, and I think I got some good reach from that, so I'm hoping.
That's fantastic. Oh, I love to see that. It's always great seeing people like kind of do like incredible creative things like outside of cosplay as well. That's
Yeah, I just love seeing anyone from this generation succeed because it's so hard out there. So to see anybody doing well, specifically from millennials downwards, is like I'm always really happy to see it.
No, we love it. We love it. Honestly.
Yes, we do.
Is your book available anywhere at the moment online?
It's in Waterstones and Smiths. Most bookstores. It is on Amazon, but I would recommend not getting it from Amazon because they take a very big percentage from people's books, so they'll take like 80% or something. So you might get like 5 pence.
Oh, yeah.
It's not actually in stores anywhere, but it's online.
Okay.
In the majority of stores. So, and if anyone has any questions about that, please feel free to message because I would love to talk about it more and get it out there a bit more as well.
Fantastic.
That's my main goal in life, is just to be an author and just write a bunch of books.
Fantastic. That sounds great. I wish you the very best of luck with that. I hope it goes amazing.
Thank you.
And I hope you carry on doing your incredible cosplays and your artwork, because it's all just absolutely fantastic. And
well, thank you.
No,
it's been a privilege to be on here. Thank you.
No, thank you for coming on. It was great. I've learned so much just about cosplay like today, honestly, than I have in probably like a year. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad.
No, honestly, it's been great. Thank you for coming on, Sypha. I really appreciate it. I hope you had a good time.
Thank you.
And yeah,
I will. I did. It was great. I'm very excited for MegaCon.
Yes, MegaCon. Let's go. I'm so excited.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sypha, and I will
no worries.
we'll end this there. I think that's that's a wrap, guys. Thank you for joining the Coscast. Thank you, Sypha, for coming on.
Thank you.
And
no worries, thank you.
Yeah, it's been great. So thank you guys for listening, and stay tuned for the next episode.